Hello everyone, and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth. I am your host, and here we delve into the practical wisdom that helps us not only survive but thrive in this complex world, especially as we navigate life after 40. This is a place for insights, strategies, and reflections to help you build a richer, more fulfilling life. Now, before we dive into today's topic, if you're looking for some insights that may help you with your wealth-building journey, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel. We don't want you to miss out on all the amazing insights that we share. What you tell yourself first thing in the morning sets the tone for your entire day. It becomes the lens through which you experience everything. Think about it, from the moment your eyes flutter open, your mind is already awake, listening, and absorbing information. It's attuned to the tone of your thoughts, the energy behind your intentions, and the honesty, or dishonesty, in the words you choose to repeat. This is why your morning affirmations, those seemingly simple statements, are far more impactful than fleeting thoughts. You can have a bad day or a good day, and there is a lot of gray area between the two. But one thing is for sure, you want to focus on the good days, because they're all part of your journey. Now, if you're finding this helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. We appreciate you. They are, in essence, the seeds you plant to grow your day. They establish the rhythm, determine the pace, and either lay a foundation of clarity or create the chaos that will inevitably follow. Too many of us wake up and immediately plug into the outside world. We reach for our phones, endlessly scroll through notifications, check emails, and bombard our minds with external noise before even acknowledging our own inner voice. That's not ideal. When you do this, you're not starting your day empowered and in control. Instead, you're beginning it in reaction mode, allowing the external world to dictate who you are, what you think, and how you feel, before you've even had a chance to choose for yourself. This isn't truly living, it's surrendering your agency. Your morning words, however, give you an opportunity to reclaim that control, to shape your day on your own terms. They represent a reset, a declaration of self, a personal ritual that realigns you with your authentic self. Speaking to yourself with intention is akin to calibrating your compass, setting your internal GPS. It might seem insignificant, just a sentence or two, but what you say in those precious moments profoundly affects how you think, how you act, how you respond to challenges, and how you carry yourself throughout the next 16 hours. So, if this sounds like something you may benefit from, please like or subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate it. Imagine this: if you wake up and confidently declare, "I am strong," even when you don't particularly feel it, your mind immediately starts searching for the strength within you. If you affirm, "Today, I choose peace," your actions will start to subtly, yet powerfully, reflect that conscious choice. Here's a crucial truth that most people overlook: your mind doesn't resist repetition, it obeys it. Whatever you consistently tell yourself, your brain will eventually begin to believe, solidifying it into your reality. This is precisely why negative self-talk is so incredibly damaging. If you consistently wake up and your first thoughts are filled with doubt, comparisons, self-criticism, or fear, that negativity becomes your default operating system. It will inevitably limit your creativity, your focus, and your willingness to take risks. However, when you start your day with words that reinforce your purpose, your intrinsic worth, and your vision for your life, everything begins to shift in a positive direction. Remember, it's not about deceiving yourself or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about deliberately choosing the kind of inner world you want to cultivate before the external world tries to build it for you. When your morning words are strong, intentional, and empowering, they act as a shield. They provide protection from unnecessary distractions, from being overly reactive to emotional triggers, and from absorbing the negative energy of others that doesn't serve your growth. They help you maintain your center, even when life throws curveballs and feels unstable. They serve as a constant reminder that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but rather the creator of your own experience. And that is what building wisdom and wealth is all about. So, approach each morning with clarity, speak life into your day, and give yourself words that energize, ground, and awaken your inner strength. Because the way you speak to yourself as the sun rises will undoubtedly determine how you stand when the storms inevitably arrive. Your morning words are far more than just words, they are the very architecture of your day. Your mind believes what you repeat, every thought you entertain, every sentence you speak to yourself, and every belief you nurture. These aren't just harmless whispers, they are instructions, powerful commands that shape your reality. Remember, the subconscious mind is always listening, constantly absorbing, and continuously learning from what you feed it. It doesn't argue with you, it doesn't reason like your conscious mind. It simply accepts what you tell it over and proceeds to build your reality around it. This is precisely why morning affirmations are significantly more than feel-good rituals. They are not just motivational fluff or empty mantras meant to impress others. They are powerful internal commands that set the stage for your entire day. Every word you speak to yourself when the day begins becomes a seed you plant in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. And with consistent repetition, those seeds grow into habits, behaviors, and perceptions that ultimately guide the way you live your life. Your subconscious doesn't understand sarcasm, it doesn't differentiate between truth and falsehood, at least not in the same way that your rational mind does. It only understands repetition and emotional charge. If you constantly say, "I'm not good enough," or "nothing ever works out for me," or "I always mess things up," your subconscious will accept those statements as absolute facts. It will actively seek out evidence to support them, filtering your reality through the limiting lens of those deeply ingrained beliefs and shaping your responses to life accordingly. On the other hand, if you wake up and boldly declare, "I am capable, I am calm and in control," or "I have everything I need within me to succeed," your subconscious begins to operate with those empowering beliefs as its unwavering foundation. Over time, your actions naturally align with those positive affirmations, your focus sharpens, your resilience increases, and your confidence deepens. This transformation doesn't happen because the external world magically changes, but because your internal dialogue has shifted dramatically. Repetition is the language of the subconscious mind, and the morning is undoubtedly the best time to speak it. Why? Because your brain is in a highly receptive state during those first few minutes after waking up. The conscious mind is still relatively quiet, and the chaos of the day hasn't yet cluttered your thoughts. It's in this unique moment of openness and vulnerability that your words carry the most weight. The affirmations you speak early in the morning go deeper, they sink in further, and they imprint stronger. Think of your mind like a sponge. What you soak it in becomes its essence. If you soak it in negativity, doubt, and fear, you will carry that heavy energy throughout the day. But if you soak it in strength, peace, and clarity, you will radiate those positive qualities naturally. You won't need to force confidence or chase focus, they will begin to flow effortlessly from the inside out. Training your subconscious is much like training a muscle. It won't happen with just one repetition. But over time, with consistent effort and unwavering clarity, your mind will begin to rewire itself. You will start to notice significant changes not just in how you think, but in how you react to situations, how you carry yourself, how you treat others, and how you approach obstacles. Most people wake up not to peace and serenity, but to noise, and that noise doesn't come from the external world, but from within. Before the day even begins, doubt creeps in, fear whispers quietly, and insecurity makes itself known. It might manifest as a small, seemingly insignificant thought, "I'm not ready," or "I don't know if I can do this," or "What if I fail?" But if left unchecked, those negative thoughts multiply, grow louder, and become more convincing. And before you've even had a chance to take your first conscious breath, the inner critic is already in control, dictating your actions and shaping your perceptions. The inner critic is that insidious voice that tells you you're not enough, it questions your every decision, points out every perceived flaw, and relentlessly drags your attention toward everything you haven't yet accomplished rather than everything you've already overcome. The worst part is that it sounds like you, it doesn't come with flashing alarms or blaring warnings. It cleverly disguises itself as logic, realism, or self-preservation. But in truth, it is fear wearing a mask, and if you don't silence it early, it will run your entire day for you, sabotaging your efforts and undermining your confidence. That's precisely why what you say to yourself first thing in the morning is so incredibly important. Don't wait for the inner critic to speak, you speak first, beat it to the punch, and speak powerfully, deliberately, and truthfully. This isn't about pretending that fear doesn't exist or denying your insecurities, it's about refusing to let them steer your life. When you start your day by speaking powerful truths, things like, I am grounded, I am capable, I have earned the right to grow, or, I will not let fear define me, you are not just reciting words. You are building armor, setting the emotional tone for your day before the world even has a chance to shape it. The morning is your window of control, your golden opportunity. In those first few precious moments, you have the chance to anchor yourself in confidence before life inevitably challenges it. If you don't intentionally fill that space with strength and positivity, your inner critic will fill it with doubt and negativity. That voice thrives in silence, it grows stronger when you don't respond. But when you rise with clarity and purpose, when you declare who you are and what you believe in, you shrink that critic's power before it even has a chance to gain momentum. And it's not about feeling strong every single day, it's about choosing strength even when you feel uncertain. You can experience fear and still speak truth, you can feel anxious and still show up with courage. Speaking to yourself with conviction in the morning is how you rewire your emotional default, it's how you choose self-belief over self-doubt, and it's how you train your mind to recognize your inherent worth even when you're facing something unfamiliar or difficult. So, don't let the inner critic write your story, don't let it be the first voice you hear. Be louder, be clearer, be braver, wake up with intention, and speak truth before fear even gets a chance to. Because once you learn to silence the inner critic before it speaks, you no longer walk into your day as a victim of your mind, but as its master. And that is the ultimate key to building wisdom and wealth.